alter ego. And it seems that social media is the new world, right? I mean, you living in a world where transhumanism is about to be a thing in fruition, where people will become one with the computer. People will literally become one with the matrix. That's the time you living in. So that means you will have fake people. You will have people out there that will put on a facade. It's all about an image. I mean, think about the world, y'all. For almost a year straight, you have people running around with masks on. Now, why do people wear masks? Right? To hide who they are. In theater, why do people wear masks? To hide who they are. And you know, that's what's going on spiritually as well. There's a lot of people who hide who they actually are. They won't come to grips with reality. And so it's much easier for them to accept this illusion that the world has presented before them. And the reason why the so-called real ones are becoming antisocial is because the real ones know too much. They know too much. And that information that they know is not safe with everybody else. So they're forced to internalize a lot of information. And they think you crazy, but no, you're not crazy. You just know too much. And they don't know enough. So what happens? You're forced to fall back. You're forced to be in isolation. Now, when you come into truth, when you understand, especially if you are a person of stature and age, and you're growing and you're developing, and you're constantly striving for excellence day in and day out, and knowledge has been bestowed upon you. Let's make this very clear. If you're a real person who's not hiding behind the facade of who you really are, and you are willing to face the world for what it is, you're not really concerned with trying to fit in with different people. And you're not out there trying to fit in different circles and run with different people. And you're not out here trying to get people's acceptance or approval. You can care less about that because you already know yourself. You're not moving like an individual who's trying to find out who you are based on who you fit in with. And you'll find out very quickly that a lot of people don't comprehend your mindset, because you're living in a world full of followers. You're living in a world full of followers. Now let's make this clear. What's a real one? A real one is an individual who have came to grips with reality and has faced the truth and accepted the truth. And now they exuberate truth. And now, since they exuberate truth, they can't be in the presence of people who can't accept it, because that glory is being magnified and is coming from on high. It's coming from the Most High God. The truth is radiating. And now those individuals, they're forced to speak from the heart. They're forced to act in a certain manner. They're forced to be very transparent, open, and honest. And since they have pure intentions, certain people they just can't be around, and they begin to learn that. That listen, information is not safe with everybody. You know, I asked an interesting question on my previous live stream. I asked everybody in the chat towards the end of the stream, if an emergency situation was to transpire right now in your life, if all hell was to break loose here on this earth, who would you be able to trust? And there was an inordinate amount of people saying, nobody. Nobody. Wow. And we're supposed to be in civilization, in a civilized culture. But if an emergency situation was to happen, you telling me we are living in the times right now where most people feel like they really genuinely could not trust anyone being in that type of situation. And there was a lot of people who said nobody. Some people said I could trust the Most High. People said, who do I trust? Me. That's who. A lot of people. And I said to myself, man, the real ones ain't playing no games. The real ones, the people who are not putting on a facade, the people who are not seeking validation from social media, the people who are not seeking validation and views and likes and just total nonsense in order to feel whole, because that's what's going on. People are feeling incomplete out here, and people are getting desperate for the attention that only their Father in heaven can really give them. Imagine that. Imagine having such a void where the only place you can find it is through these catalysts known as these telephones, these portals, these gateways, these devices. Who would have ever thought that you serving the prince of the airwaves, Satan, would be the only way you can feel whole in this life? That can't be a life worth living. You know, in this video, I want to make people sure, and I want to give some real understanding that your stance is legitimate. Your stance is legitimate. What you seeing, brothers and sisters who are veering off and becoming withdrawn from people because you're losing interest in certain things that you used to be interested in, and you're coming to full grips of what's really going on, and that this place here is an illusion. It's almost like a mirage. You ride through, you see the city lights, everything is glowing, everything is up and up. But listen, all those things are a shadow of things to come. There's going to be a new kingdom here on this earth. And this world we living in, full of chaos, pollution, hatred, violence, wars, earthquakes, all these tumultuous times that people are facing. Viruses, sickness, hunger, poverty, all of these things have to come to a screeching halt. So the way we must think as righteous people is thinking kingdom-minded. Our mindset must be on how we can consecrate our flesh, how we can become the most purest energies that we can become, the most purest vessels and the most righteous people we can become before judgment comes. Because look, you living in them days, and you got to be careful how you maneuver. Now I'm gonna make this real clear as well for those who don't understand why your friends, why your family, why certain individuals without your friends and family are deciding to just veer away. And you're wondering, why are these people being closed off? I used to have access to these individuals. Why is it that people are falling back? And why is it that that one family member that everybody seems to be talking about, why is it that that family member don't want nothing to do with anybody? Why is it that our friend that used to run with us, she used to be shaking her ass right with us in the club, right? Gyrating, grinding on every guy that she came in contact with. Why is it all of a sudden she's falling back? What's going on? What about that brother right there? Why all of a sudden he falling back and he don't really want to be on a scene like that? Why did he go legit and go get a gig and decide, you know what, I'm going to get on a righteous path because all of these things are not worth it? Why did the real ones fall back? Listen, I'm going to tell you why they fell back. Because they can see something that you don't see. They see something that you don't see. Instead of you antagonizing those individuals, instead of you growing envious and jealous of those individuals who decided to veer away, maybe you should find out what they know that you don't know. Why don't you seek the light that they have and follow their lead instead of trying to steal the light that they have? Instead of trying to strip and rob them of their path out of jealousy, why don't you find out what they got and what they know that you don't know so you can go on the same path that they on. Because, look, and the real ones are moving different out here. Oh, yeah. The real ones are moving very, very different out here. The real ones are not taking no shorts, and they're not taking no nonsense. And there's a lot of spiritual intimidation going on out there. There's a lot of spiritual intimidation. And when people in the presence of those who are totally transparent, honest, speak from the heart, speak from the soul, people who are plugged in and locked in with the Most High, when you get around these people, they're intimidated. They don't know how to act. They so used to putting on this facade. I mean, damn, you gotta appear like you happy every day. You gotta appear like you living your best life every day. All of these happy faces with sad eyes. Man. All of these happy faces with sad eyes. See, there was a huge ritual put on society when the so-called pandemic hit. It was a huge ritual, and it got people into their lower selves. It got people used to hiding behind a defense mechanism. Let's use that word. You got people acclimated and conditioned to hiding their true intentions. You got people conditioned to operating in magic, sleight of the hand. And now people have never recovered from it. See, there's certain psychological things that the powers that be can do to the people that if they are not strong-minded and strong-willed, there's certain things that can happen psychologically using what appears to be suggestion. The power of suggestion. There's a lot of people who have not recovered from the power of suggestion. There's a lot of people who became obedient to a hidden power that's not of God. And they don't even know that they are becoming part of Satan's army. It's that deep. And I hope I'm not going in over y'all's heads when I'm talking to y'all. Because it really is that deep. Think about it. You used to hiding behind a mask. You used to hiding behind a facade. Now social media, social distancing, right? And now in human interaction is not the same. And ladies and gentlemen, it never will be the same. There is no going back. What did the power of suggestion do? But the rundown. You have a mask on your face, walking into any environment that sold goods, and you had a thermometer pointed at your head that's shaped like a what? Shaped like a firearm. And you had that thermometer pointed at your head, your children's head, your wife's head. Power of suggestion. Now, what do you think that did psychologically to people? Power of suggestion. Now, some people didn't recover from that. Some people don't understand what was happening. And if you want your temperature checked, they can easily check your temperature using your wrist. They don't have to aim it at your head. A lot of y'all didn't know that, right? But the point I'm trying to make, and I don't want to digress from the topic, but the point I'm making is that most people don't see the signs. And the fact that the real ones can see. I don't think a lot of people who are putting on this facade and hiding and running from what's real and what's true, I don't believe they want to digest reality, because it's a harsh reality. The reality that's real and not a false perception is very difficult to digest. Now, why the real ones are becoming antisocial? because you're not ready to receive the information from the real ones. And they exuberate that truth so much so they can't be around you. It's dangerous for the real ones to be around you. Because in this society, you've become too damn sensitive. You became too fickle. You became too weak for real people to even have objective opinions. You become too weak for real people to challenge your perceptions and challenge your way of life. And since real people are exuberating this knowledge and wisdom, they cannot be around you because you're not ready for it. And mankind fears what they don't understand. So since you're going to fear what a person is speaking, why would they want to be around you? And there's something about people who can stand their own and hold their own ground. It's just something about it. People who are not maneuvering like they want to be accepted by everybody. It's just something about those individuals. They have a sense of strength. They have a sense of courage. They have a sense of levity and clarity. They're moving in the direction that a lot of people can't understand. If you're in this live stream, go ahead and hit it with a thumbs up. We're not going to go live real long today. I was told that I need to shorten some of my streams up, and you know we will. But y'all make sure y'all get the thumbs up so people can get in. Somebody said, I'm just tapping in, Breed. Had to go back and listen in its entirety. I know it's real and all your other ones, full of knowledge and wisdom. All praises to the Most High. Thank you, sister. I'm glad you catching this stream. Somebody said once they get the blank, compulsory will on our hands. Interesting. Thank you for the $5 contribution, bro. Says once you grow spiritually, the less real people you're going to be around. Shout out New Breed. They don't like when you in the truth. Akim. All praises. And you're right. The less people you're going to be around in general, because listen, a real one. Let's give a definition of a real one. A real concrete definition of a real one. And listen, I'm going to speak something that they can throw in the Urban Dictionary. And if y'all see it in the Urban Dictionary, y'all better let me know too. Y'all be like, hold up, Breed, they stole that from you. What a real one is. I think what a quote unquote real one is a brother or sister who has faced reality, internalized it, and what the word would be is exacerbated it. Someone who has accepted the truth, internalized it, and exacerbated it. Exacerbating means they let it flow. They let it come out. They're living it. They're walking it. They're in it. They're maneuvering in it. And then the opposite would be someone who is straight out fake. Somebody who carries on a facade. Someone who hides their intentions. Someone who hides their face. Someone who is not transparent. And somebody who is seeking validation from a world that's fallen. Because that's what's happening. You got people seeking validation from a world that's fallen, man. All for what? At the end, what do you have to show for it but cheap thrills? Thank you for the $5 contribution. Says, wake 'em up, New Breed. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, no doubt about it. Somebody said every time I mention some truth to my family, they cut me off mid-combo. You know why, bro? Because they can't handle it. You got to understand, when you speaking that truth, when you telling people what's going on and you warning them, not only coming off as a person who knows it all, or a person who is speaking at people opposed to speaking to people, even when you're doing it out of love, their spirit is fighting with it. Their spirit is fighting with it. There's something going on in this spiritual realm, y'all. There's things you can't see. There's spirits that are standing among people that you might be dealing with, and you may be operating out of love, giving them certain information, and those spirits are overtaking that vessel that you're speaking to, and those spirits are not allowing that. I mean, I done seen some things, ladies and gentlemen. I done seen people murmuring under their breath while I'm speaking to them, telling them some real information. I done seen the blank stare of death. I don't know if y'all know about the blank stare of death. When you speaking life into a person and they can't hone in on what you're saying and they get this blank stare. One of those devils in their head that's embedded somewhere in their consciousness, they straight up shut it down. It reminds me of the movie Get Out. It really reminds me of the movie Get Out when she was spinning that spoon around on that teacup. Because that is literally the look they get. Like they get into the sunken place. Spiritual warfare is real, man. Somebody said, what's your email? I have a few questions about myself. I'm about to be 28. My email is always in the description box. It's kingbreed404@gmail.com. It's always there. For those who want to know what my email is, it's always there, y'all. Somebody said I call it dead eyes. Facts. Here it is, you trying to speak life, and all of a sudden something shuts down there. And then you like, you know what? Why am I wasting my time? Because at the end of the day, in this social media age, the fake gonna watch you from a distance anyway, without saying anything. They're gonna watch because they have a very unhealthy obsession with those who are actually walking in their purpose. And it is what it is. It's a very unhealthy obsession with people who are walking in their purpose. They don't like it. And it's not about nothing material or nothing like this person is just so better than them or this person is doing better. It has nothing to do with that. And I always got to say that. I always got to remind brothers and sisters of that. It's not that. It ain't that you the finest sister. It ain't that you the handsomest brother and you got it going on and you got the best job. It ain't nothing wrong with having those things, but that's not what it is. There's a light in you. It's about will. It's about purpose. It's about good versus evil. It's about this spiritual realm. It really is. I cannot stress that enough. It's the fact that you decided not only to answer the call that the Most High have given you, but you decided to walk in it. You ain't just answer the call. You said, listen, hey, Most High, you said what? I got to cut this person off. I got to cut that unclean food off. I got to cut that holiday off. I got to cut this off. I got to cut that off. Lord, you know what? I'm all in. When the Lord gave you that call, you said, you know what? You got to that point in time in your life where you broke down. Some of us broke down and can remember distinctly our spiritual awakening. And if we think about it to this day, we may break down right now in tears, thinking about that moment in time when you had to destroy your ego, when you came to that realization that I am not my own God. I am not perfect. I have faults. Lord, I can't do this without you. I cannot do this without you, Father. You're going to have to help me. I've been wicked. I've done things I'm not proud of. Lord, I need you. Whatever you say, that's it. I'm tired of throwing up in front of these toilets, throwing up all this alcohol. I'm tired of calling on your name after I done abused myself. Because, you know, when we had that damn near-death experience, when we dry heating in front of the toilet, Lord, please, Lord, help me. If you help me, Lord, I'll never drink again, Lord. Oh, God, Lord, help me. Yeah, y'all know what I'm talking about. Lord God, I'll never have another shot of Hennessy. You know what I'm talking about. All them times where you were sinning against the Father, you finally have this big ball of emotion and he starts to show you things. And then when he shows it to you and you know that you got to walk that walk, ain't no turning back. It ain't no turning back. When you got to come into that truth and he tells you what you got to let go and you know it's the truth, ain't no going back. Yep, somebody said that was broken since 2011. Facts, though. Oh, I could remember mine. I could remember mine like it was yesterday. I ain't going to tell you how it went down, but I can tell you I dropped to my knees. I said, Lord, I could tell you how it went back down. I said, Lord, if you get me out of this situation, I was in a situation where it was like, Lord, please, if you get me out this situation, I will stop. I will stop ignoring my call. I will stop ignoring my purpose, and I will get on a good fit because I know what you want me to do. I know it. Listen, a lot of us know what the Most High wants us to do in our lives. We know it. We knew it since a child. We knew it since we were young what our purpose was. But somewhere in adulthood, somewhere in these growing pains that we face, we forgot about our ambitions. We forgot about our goals. We forgot about what the Almighty bestowed on us as children. We forgot about it because we let the world get in the way. We started chasing a dollar opposed to chasing our purpose. We started chasing validation instead of chasing his will. We started chasing things that don't really have no sincere meaning instead of that childhood implementation that was planted, that seed that was planted. You ignored that. And so now you got to go through all these pains, all this anguish in your life until he pulls you back. But all praises to the God of Israel. You know why? Because he never let you veer too far away. He kept that rope on you, and he kept pulling you in. Every time you veer too far, he's like, hold on, man, hold on. Let me start pulling them back. In the Most High, the Alpha and Omega, isn't he excellent? So when you become real, you know that you don't need the company of too many people because you already have your Creator. Who else you gonna rely on? Who else you gonna rely on? Somebody said, as long as you stay away from lying dummies who don't care about you. Yep, for real. Somebody says, I look back at my life and realize I've been a leader my whole life. All praises to the Most High. That's a blessing. Someone said, my family always say, they said this, and they say that. I go by what God says. Facts. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And whatever's lining up with the Holy Bible in the scriptures, that's all that matters. Somebody said, yep, you don't store up earthly treasures down here, Christ, and your stores them up in heaven. So there, when you get there, Father in heaven, through you, all praises. Absolutely. We still focus on temporary things. That Bible tells us when you dead and gone, somebody else gonna live in your home, somebody else gonna drive your car, somebody else gonna play in somebody else's children gonna play in those yards. Everything moves. Your life is like a shadow of things to come. It's a mist. You here, then you gone. So everything that you build here on earth is all temporary. Everything is temporary. All this materialism, listen, it doesn't matter. You can't take a damn thing with you to the grave. At the end of the day, what was your mark? Did you follow his purpose? Did you follow his will? And a lot of people don't want to face those type of tough questions. Those are very critical questions for a lot of people. What am I here for? What is my purpose? Am I being real with myself? Do I have a code of conduct that I live by? Do I have morals? Do I have ethics? Do I have integrity? Is it something that guides my life? Is it something that guides my life? And for those who don't know, here on this channel, we veer towards following the biblical laws of the Most High God. All right? We follow the biblical laws. All right? Dietary, ceremonial, and also civil moral laws. Read the Old Testament, you'll find out what those laws are. All right? We lean towards that. And I'm making that clear. I'm giving you that clear distinction that this ain't just no spiritual talk jargon. This ain't no new age spiritual leader you're talking to. This is a Bible believer. So let me make that clear. But we've come to the realization that we're not our own gods. We come to the realization that we're not perfect beings and that we have to go to a higher power in order to elevate. And since that has happened in our lives, a lot of things transpire. A lot of friends and families turn their back on us because it's not the ways of this world. We've become exactly what the Bible prophesied when it comes to those who follow Christ, those who would be isolated, those who would even to some degree be arrested, locked up, put to death. I mean, everything in the book. And I've heard some real stories out here from a lot of brothers and sisters. People who've been, I mean, a lot of things have happened. Organized mobbing, sabotage, I mean, slandering, smear campaigns. All of these things happen to people when they decide to walk that narrow path and follow Christ. And it just so happens that a lot of us are coming out the other end like gold that has been tried through the furnace. And now that has happened for a lot of us, a lot of people can't handle the shine. They can't handle the glow. They can't take it. Because it was supposed to break us. It was supposed to destroy us, and it didn't. So now, we moving on our own. A lot of brothers are becoming antisocial. A lot of sisters are becoming antisocial because you just can't keep doing the same thing. And for those who wondering why your once long-term friend or your once long-term associate or colleague or family member has decided to get inside this book, the Bible, decided to read the book and actually follow it, and now they don't want to do certain things, y'all need to understand that those people have been chosen and they've been called out. And it will behoove you to get on their level or leave them alone. Because Lord knows great destruction comes to those who deal with his children. Ooh, it's better that you have a great millstone tied around your neck than speak on the Most High's children in a negative light. It's rather that you have a great millstone tied around your neck and cast to the bottom of the sea than come against these little ones that God has chosen. And that's your warning. Honestly, all I'm gonna give y'all is a warning. That's it. I told you why they veering away. Because listen, they got tired of going to the club getting pissy ass drunk, hanging out with you all the time, every week. They got tired of smoking weed, sitting on their ass all day and not going out there and get it how they live. They got tired of going through the same backbiting and gossiping out through the neighborhood and talk about this person's business and that person's business and that person's business. They decided to get their own business, get their own life. They decided to drink more water and mind their damn business, right? Now, I done warned you and I done told you why they did that. You better leave them people alone or get on their level. So that's why the real ones are becoming antisocial. Because they already see the nonsense that you're on. And they're growing, they're developing, they're actually changing. All right? Now, I told you I wasn't going to go live real long. For those who are not subscribed to New Breeze Music and Motivation, go over there and subscribe. I've been doing lives on there, and I will be doing more lives on there. We're going to grow that channel. We're going to build that channel up. Also, follow me on Patreon. I just uploaded a video. Had an interesting debate with a brother named Judah Hunnit. It was an interesting, friendly debate. And we also held men accountable for their actions in that stream. It's on Patreon. Just posted it this morning. Also, follow me on Instagram at NewBreed404. All links in the description box. If you would like to support this ministry via Cash App, 10% of all contributions go back to the people. All right? So show your support. Charity covers the multitudes of sins. If you don't want to support and use me as a filter, then give to somebody in your neighborhood. You hear me? If people out there are hurting and you don't have the money to give them resources. Help them out any way you can. Canned goods, shoes, socks, toothpaste, toothbrush, however you can help. But I want y'all to stay blessed out there. Keep your head up. Stay on the righteous path. I love each and every one of y'all. With that being said, shalom and peace.